Hi, everybody. So a lot of nonprofits at one point in the year, usually it's the beginning of the year, have to print out spreadsheets or, gather information or send emails or let their donors know, hey, you need to go to our website to download your annual receipt for tax purposes and whatever. We at Charitable thought, okay, that's great, but let's kind of take that step. Like, let's make it easier or take it to the next level, whichever you want to pick. So our new feature in the annual receipts add-on is the ability to send annual receipts in bulk, in mass. So you could send it to all your people in a certain campaign, for example, without having to leave WordPress. And I'd like to show that to you here. So this is technically Annual Receipts 2.0. This is our settings in Charitable. You could always change the end of the financial year and allow donors to download the annual receipts from their donor dashboard, but this big hunka thing right here is the new interface that comes with the add-on, allows you to send annual receipts in bulk. So over here, I have some campaigns. This is on my test server, so I don't really have a lot of donors. So I have available on the left, excluded on the right. And you may not want to do all your campaigns at once for various reasons, or maybe you want to redo just one campaign. This allows you that kind of flexibility. I'm going to take the Community Art Mule project with 14 donations, 2 donors, and put it over here. That's 3 donors, but you don't want to see a progress bar all during the video, but this is just enough to kind of show you. So for example, I have here a systems check. So Charitable does a systems check, and before that you go off running and sending emails, because it wants to make sure your emails get delivered. So it looks at a couple of things like your server, what plugins you have in. I'm testing locally, but you really want an SMTP plugin like WP Mail SMTP. You want to make sure that when the emails leave WordPress, leave your server, they are like the best possible chance of reaching where they're going. So that is highly recommended. I've already sent this in a previous test here. You can see down here my send history. So Charitable's smart enough to realize, hey, you've kind of done this before. Do you realize you're doing this before? If I cleared this, that message would go away. But again, but all other critical checks have passed. So Charitable looks at your server, your memory, and tries to set expectations in terms of what you might expect in terms of sending out the emails. So, and Charitable also has a good logging system. I'll show that to you maybe in a second. Estimated send time and everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this a little bit cleaner. I'm going to clear my send history, and I'm just going to configure send. Remember, I got my 2 campaigns up here, 3 big donors getting their annual receipts. I get to pick my year. I also get to do an email preview as well. And Charitable provides an email for these annual receipts. And here it is right here. So this is the template. And if you're familiar with Charitable, you know you can customize the emails pretty well. This is the email that everybody's going to get when you send it. It's going to be, thank you for your generous donation. Your annual donation receipt is below, blah, blah, blah. So that is able, and that of course needs to be enabled before you can send anything here. You can also send yourself a test email or attach a PDF receipt for the email. Once you make those selections, it's going to tell you hey, you got this is how many you got to send, how many we're going to skip. I'm going to include donors already sent for the receipt just for testing purposes. Charitable also allows you to give you a dry run too, kind of like this is what it's going to look like. If there's any that are skipped or something goes wrong, you'll be able to tell before you send out all the emails, which is a really good anxiety coping mechanism here. So yes, so you see with the dry run complete, 3 sent. Now I can do it for real. But if you had a while, what Charitable attempts to do is try to batch those emails for you. So they will go out as your WordPress site continues to progress stuff in the background. And so there you are, 3 sent. And like I said, there's a log system, so you can check out the log system here in Charitable Pro. And then finally, what's interesting is that if you're looking at an individual donor, it's really nice that we'll be, you could always send the annual receipts individually, but we sent it in bulk this time. Now, if you look down here on the logs, you'll see for this donor, we did send them an annual receipt for 2025. And this helps you, again, keep track of who you're sending your annual receipts to on a donor-specific level. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. Let me know what you think, what features we might add. Check us out at wpcharitable.com. And remember, compassion through action. We'll see you in the next video.